Hello and welcome to the Front Office Podcast. I am your host, Marcus Cameron. And as always, our show, Tees and Trees Clothing. Tees and Trees is where we stand on business. More after every time you check. Make sure you click on the like, subscribe, share, and follow button. Welcome to the Front Office Podcast. I know it's been a while. Been busy, no excuses, man. The playoffs are here. NFL draft is happening this week, man. We got a lot to talk about. Not a lot of time because I got to get in the yard. But before we do, I want to address something real quick, and I'm not going to use this person's name because he is a friend. The person is a friend of mine, so I'm not about to put him on blast. I had a disturbance that happened in my neighborhood probably about 2 weeks ago. And, the police, SWAT team, all kind of crazy shit going on, man. I don't even know what the result of it was. I just know it was literally down the street from my house, like literally like across the street. And this person thought it would be a good idea because the news cameras were out here and everything like that to go on the WLTX news site on Facebook, tag me, and say, Marcus Cameron, ain't this your neighborhood? Now, because I tried to address this person by DMing them on Instagram, but they chose not to respond. But yet they've been on social media, so clearly they know they fucked up. I'm not looking for a beef, but I am looking for some type of remorse, or because you a grown fucking man. Like, what the fuck is you doing, bro? Like, why the fuck would you put my business on a fucking news site like that? And I'm here with my family. You know what I mean? Like, that's my concern, bro. I don't announce the shit, so what the fuck makes you think it's okay for you to announce the shit? And he probably not watching, and again, it's a good friend of mine. No beef, no nothing like that. But I just thought that shit was lame. It was goofy as fuck. It was looking for attention type shit. And it gave real media takeout vibes. Like you really just so concerned, but really you just want to be in the fucking know. I'm not at that point in my life, bro. I don't give a fuck about what's going on here. Like, I definitely posted what was going on my Instagram, but I didn't tag my location. Didn't say anything. You know what I mean? Like, when you come home from work and you see the fucking SWAT team at your, across the street from the house, yeah, it's a little alarming. But yeah, I just thought that shit was super out of line, man. I just thought that shit was super fucking out of line, and I didn't appreciate that shit. So if this person is watching, yeah, nigga, don't ever do that shit again. Like, for real, don't ever fucking do that shit again. All right, but let's get on to more of a positive note, man. We got a lot to talk about. Like I said, we got the NBA playoffs going on right now. NFL draft. Today is round 3. Let's get straight to it. The NFL draft is happening in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania this year. Round 1 was Thursday. 2 was last night. Today we got round 3. Kind of going as expected, I guess. A few surprises. The Lemon kid from Arizona State got swept up by Philly. I think Pittsburgh was going to draft him, but they got him first. Shout out to Philly. Philly's GM, they some dogs over there. They some dogs, for real. Like, they go and get talent. They get it all the time. They are some dogs. I thought the Dallas Cowboys so far have had a very good draft. They've been impressive. I like what Arizona's doing. They're kind of building from the ground up, just restarting everything. Minnesota with a big trade of Greenlawn to the Eagles for 2 third rounds, one this year and one next year. I'm not sure about that one yet. Maybe it's a money move because Philly gave attention immediately, but Jonathan Grenard is an amazing linebacker. He was a great player. I was super excited when we got him. And for 2/3, bro, like, I hope the plan is gonna work. That's all I'm gonna say. Confidence in my team. I'm not super sold on the Kyler Murray shit yet, but it is an upgrade. McCarthy, and McCarthy gets a chance to sit back and learn if he doesn't get upset and want to trade. Now, I don't know if he got that much juice, but he might just have to sit. We'll see what happens, man. But that's really all I got on the draft, man. The real moves are basically, and the guys you can get in the 3rd and the 4th round for cheap, things of that nature. That's just how the NFL goes. The NBA don't do that. It's just 2 rounds. and you just get to it. You pick the best player, man. But speaking of the NBA, let's move on to the NBA playoffs because I know the people who tune into this channel want to hear what I think about the playoffs so far. The NBA playoffs started early this week. I think a little bit, really Saturday and Sunday of last week. And I can't front, man. I've been pleasantly surprised. All this NBA soft, it's a joke, but all I see down my timeline is y'all talking about the NBA playoffs. And that's because the league has taken notice of what we've been saying. We want more physical play. It's not perfect. They still letting OKC do that bullshit, but it's not perfect at all. But I have been very surprised with the level of physicality. The refs are letting them play a little bit. The chippiness just about in every series. The only series I feel like, it's only 2 series right now that I feel like the teams don't have a chance. And that's going to be that Lakers-Houston series, which is very surprising. I'll get to that in a second. And OKC and the Suns. Dillon Brooks just wants to go out there and fight. He don't want to beat them. And just be honest, the Suns just ain't good enough to beat OKC. It's just not going to be a good series. The rest of these series might turn out the way, but it's been competitive. Even that Philly-Boston. Boston just took a 2-game lead, and it was tough. They had to kind of close them out in the end, which I thought they would, and they did a really good job. I got Boston to win that series in 5, maybe 6. The Cleveland and Toronto series is very interesting. It's interesting because Toronto actually has the youth and the talent to beat Cleveland. I just think Cleveland has the experience. They got the biggest star on the court and Donovan Mitchell. They got James Harden, Evan Mobley. All the supporting cast is experienced enough. They understand how to win. They should win that series, but I'm not going to be surprised if that series goes to 7. I'm not going to be surprised at all because Toronto is young, but they are very talented. Brandon Ingram is very confusing to me. I've seen guys who have a very lazy game. I've played with guys who got a lazy game, and it looks like they're not giving any effort. They are. That's just how they move. His is different. I think they go as he goes. Scotty Barnes stepped up big the other night in Game 3 to get him a 1-game matchup with the Cavs. So we're gonna see the series turns out. I'm gonna take the Cavs though. I'm gonna take the Cavs in that one. I'm gonna take the Cavs in 6. I think Toronto probably wins one more game, and I'm gonna do that. Detroit and Orlando. If y'all been following the pod, y'all know I've been picking Detroit to come out of the East all year. And I recently changed that because I did not think Jason Tatum would come back. And I definitely didn't think Jason Tatum would come back and look like the old Jason Tatum. No drop off. Boston is my pick out of the East currently. But the Detroit and Orlando series is very interesting as well. Very competitive, a little chippy. Detroit, I think, with that long break, kind of came in and slept on Orlando in Game 1, and Orlando punched them in the mouth, as they should have. They kind of stole home court. Detroit wins Game 2, and now they're in Orlando today. That can go either way. This series can go 7, I think. I think Detroit will lock in. I think Game 1 woke them up because that was a different Detroit team in Game 2, but they are on the road today. And I like Orlando today. I actually like Orlando to win this game. I like Detroit to win the series in 7. Excuse me. Ooh. Excuse me. I'm going to have to edit that out. Yeah, I like Detroit to win that series. I'll be surprised if they close them out kind of quick. And that'll say a lot about Detroit and where they are. The only thing that worries me about Detroit is Cade is the only guy who can go get his own shot. And he has to do so much to create for others. Caris LeVert can definitely create his own shot, but he's a role player. He comes off the bench. Just in that starting lineup, Jaden Duren is a beast. Tobias Harris is a good player, but ain't nobody game planning for Tobias Harris. Now, can he hurt you if he's on? Yeah. When I'm on Prize Picks, though, he ain't never on. So we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. And the last game in the East, or the last series, I should say, in the East, is the Knicks in Atlanta. I think this one is the most interesting one in the East. This can go bad for the Knicks. Chewy, I'm going to take the Knicks as of right now, bro. I promise you. I'm taking the Knicks. All right, I'm taking the Knicks in 6, but Atlanta is scary. Atlanta played very competitive in all of the games they've played so far, and Atlanta is up 2-1 with another game at home. If Atlanta wins another game at home, the Knicks are in deep, deep trouble, and I think Mike Brown is in deep, deep trouble, and they probably end up blowing that shit up, honestly, because Cat should be dominating. He should be the best player on the floor. He's had good numbers, but I don't think he's dominated, and that young team over there with the Knicks is just doing a really, really good job. Like, not with the Knicks, I'm sorry, with the Atlanta Hawks. They're doing a really, really good job. They're big, they're athletic. They make smart moves. They're working together. They're playing as a team. It can get ugly, man. It can get ugly. But let's talk about the Western Conference playoffs so far. The Western Conference playoffs have been interesting, very interesting. The Denver and Minnesota series is extremely chippy. Jaden McDaniels with the trash talk and backing it up in Game 3. You got to love that. Ant's been hurt, which I'm a little concerned with Minnesota's chances if he's not all the way healthy. If this series goes for a long time, which I think is going to go at least 6, I'm not sure he has a chance to actually get healthy. Now, if they can find some kind of way close him out and Ant can rest, that'd be great. But I still like Denver in that series. I just think they're off. You're not going to see too many of those games, like Game 3 from Jokic. Jaden McDaniels is great. I love Ant-Man. He's definitely my next guy once LeBron retires, but I'm going to take Denver. I'm going to take Denver in 6, man. The Lakers and Houston series, you know what I've noticed on social media? It's not a whole lot of LeBron hate right now. I'm fucking amazed, and it's not that he's doing anything ridiculous, but the fact that they've been able to beat up on this team consistently is very, very shocking as well as impressive. And it's a combination of two things. All right, because I'm a fair critic when it comes down to basketball. I like to play it fair. It is LeBron James has been great, and the rest of the guys are stepping up. Marcus Smart, Luke Kennard, Jackson Hayes, those guys are playing great. Vanderbilt, it's a real team effort, and the Lakers look impressive, and J.J. Redick should get a lot of credit for that. I also think there's a lot of dysfunction going on in Houston. KD in and out of lineup. I thought the Jabari Smith comments was really weird when he was like, well, he's just got to do a better job of getting open and getting himself going. It just doesn't seem like they're together. Coach pretty much threw him under the bus in the press conference last night. Yeah, Lakers definitely sweeping them. But I do think it's a combination of both in that. The OKC, of course, I'm taking OKC. I have no thoughts on that. OKC is just flat out a better team, and unless Phoenix just catches them on a bad shooting night, it's going to be a sweep. I mean, a good out of there sweep. But that Portland and San Antonio series is very interesting. San Antonio was impressive last night. Getting that win in Portland on the road, playoff atmosphere with all those young guys, that was super impressive. That was very, very impressive, and they are going to be a problem. Wemby doesn't have to rush back because they are together as a team. Keldon Johnson, 6th Man of the Year, Stephon Castle, Ron Harper Jr., Vassell. I mean, they just got players and Cornette. They got players for days, man. The Spurs are showing me it's the first round. I'll be impressed if they can go ahead and close them out. I like the Spurs. I like the Nuggets. Of course, I like the Lakers to complete the sweep. And I like OKC. But I've been impressed with the playoffs, man. The playoffs have been very, very interesting, and there's nothing to say that it's not going to get better as the rounds go on, man. But I'm going to drop another video hopefully later on this week. I'm your host, Marcus Cameron. Front Office Podcast, Tees and Trees, the clothing line. Peace.